Welcome back to the channel. Before we start, let's take a moment to talk about someone who has shaped talent television more than almost anyone else on the planet. Simon Cowell. Whether you love him, fear him, admire him, or laugh at how brutally honest he can be, there's one thing nobody can deny. Simon has an unmatched eye for talent. For decades, he's been the force behind discovering global stars, from One Direction to Leona Lewis, and countless performers across Britain's Got Talent, The X Factor, and America's Got Talent. His face may be famous for that iconic raised eyebrow and the strict stare, but in reality, his greatest moments are the ones where he sees something truly special, something unexpected, something honest. And today's story is exactly that kind of moment. A moment 25 years in the making. The shot fades into the buzzing backstage area of Britain's Got Talent. Contestants are standing in groups, pacing nervously, adjusting outfits, whispering prayers, rehearsing lines under their breath. The noise mixes excitement with tension, the way only a massive audition can. And standing quietly in a corner is a man who looks nothing like the usual overconfident dreamers or flashy performers. He isn't dressed in sparkly clothes. He isn't chatting loudly. He isn't taking selfies or telling dramatic stories. He is simply waiting. Calm, patient, focused. As if he has lived a lifetime for this one chance. His name is Michael. A soft-spoken man in his mid-40s, wearing nothing more than a plain shirt, simple jeans, and a warm, almost shy smile. One of the producers asks him casually how long he's been singing, expecting a typical answer like "since I was a kid" or "I started last year." But Michael's reply strikes everyone. "I've been waiting 25 years for this moment." He says it with a quiet pride, not as a complaint, not as an exaggeration, but as the simple truth. The producer pauses, surprised. 25 years. Why so long? Michael takes a slow breath. "Life happened," he says. "Family, responsibilities, jobs, everything except music. Music was always in me. But this is the first time I'm finally doing something for myself." As he speaks, you can hear the weight of time in his voice. The dreams he put aside. The moments he missed. But you can also hear something else. Something powerful. Hope. Not the hope of becoming famous or rich, but the hope of finally stepping into the light he has avoided for so long. The camera follows him as he walks toward the stage entrance. You can see how nervous he is, but you can also see something steadier than nerves. Purpose. The stage manager gives him a small nod. "Ready when you are." Michael takes one last breath and steps forward. The bright stage lights burst open. The massive auditorium stands before him. Thousands of people. The iconic Britain's Got Talent stage. Ant and Dec watching from the sidelines. And, of course, at the center of the judges' table, Simon Cowell, in his trademark white shirt, leaning forward, studying the contestant with that unreadable expression. Michael stands at the center of the stage. He tries to smile but his hands tremble slightly. Amanda encourages him with a warm look. Alicia gives him a nod. David Walliams grins. And Simon watches him, curious but calm. "What's your name?" Simon asks. Michael answers quietly. "Michael Ward, 46 years old." "And what brings you to the show?" Simon continues. Michael hesitates, choosing his words carefully. "I'm here to do something I should have done a long time ago." The audience becomes still. The judges lean in. Even Simon's face softens just slightly, sensing that there is a deeper story here. Michael explains that he has loved singing since he was a teenager. But responsibilities came first. His father fell ill. Michael became the financial support. He worked long shifts, sometimes 2 jobs. Music faded behind survival. Years turned into decades. And suddenly 25 years had passed. "And now?" Simon asks. "And now," Michael says, "it's finally time. I promised myself I'd try at least once." The crowd applauds, sensing the courage it took for him even to be standing there. Then the music begins. The first few notes drift into the air, and suddenly, everything changes. Michael's voice enters soft, warm, soulful. A voice shaped not by training or fame, but by years of living, working, loving, losing, hoping. His tone is rich with emotion, the kind you can't fake, the kind that only grows through time. The audience goes silent. Even the chatter of backstage stops. Ant and Dec glance at each other in surprised admiration. The judges look stunned. Simon's eyes widen. He wasn't expecting this. The softness of Michael's voice holds power, not through volume, but through truth. Every line he sings feels like a page from his life. Every note carries the weight of 25 years of waiting. Halfway through the song, something miraculous happens. Michael stops trembling. His voice grows stronger, bolder. His shoulders relax. His eyes lift from the floor and he finally looks out into the audience. And when he does, something unbelievable happens. The audience stands. One person at first, then another, until an entire theater rises to its feet in the middle of his performance. Michael's expression changes instantly. He's shocked, overwhelmed, but for the first time, he believes. This is real. This is happening. Simon leans back in his chair, folds his arms, and smiles. A small, genuine smile he reserves only for performances that truly move him. He watches closely, nodding slightly, as if saying yes, this is what the stage is for. This is the kind of talent that stays hidden for too long. As the final note rings out, the applause explodes into the theater. Michael finishes with tears on his face, not exaggerated, but soft and sincere. The kind of tears that come from finally stepping into a dream you thought you'd lost. David speaks first. "Where have you been all this time?" he asks in amazement. Amanda wipes her eyes and tells him that his voice touched her heart in a way few performances ever do. Alicia adds that his story and his courage are just as extraordinary as his singing. Then Simon leans toward the microphone. His voice is calm but unusually gentle. 25 years. That's a long time to wait. But I want you to know, you chose the right moment. Because that was absolutely incredible. The audience roars. Michael is crying now, overwhelmed. Simon continues. You have a gift. Not just a voice, but a story that people will connect with. And I'm really glad you finally decided to share it. The judges vote. And of course, it's 4 yeses. The theater shakes with applause as Michael walks off stage in disbelief. Ant and Dec greet him backstage with the biggest hugs. You did it. You absolutely did it. Michael can hardly speak. He just nods, smiling, wiping away tears. This is what 25 years of waiting looks like when it finally finds its moment. But the story doesn't end there. After his audition airs, millions of viewers connect instantly with Michael's journey. People who put aside their dreams for family. People who never had the chance to chase what they loved. People who felt it was too late. Suddenly, they see someone who proves that it's never too late. Not ever. Michael is invited to interviews. His audition goes viral. Fans send messages from all around the world. Some say his voice inspired them. Others say his story gave them courage. And among them is one message that stands out the most. A man writes, "Your performance convinced me to pursue a dream I abandoned after my mother passed. Thank you for giving me hope again." Michael reads that message quietly and smiles. Because for him, this journey wasn't just about singing. It was about finally becoming who he was always meant to be. During the next round of the competition, Simon tells him something backstage. "I'm proud of you. You took a chance on yourself. Never stop now." And for Michael, those words become life-changing. As the episodes continue, his confidence grows. His voice grows stronger. His presence becomes brighter. But no matter how far he goes, his greatest victory will always be that first step, the courage to walk onto the stage after waiting for 25 years. When his journey ends, he thanks the judges, the audience, and especially Simon for believing in him. But more importantly, he thanks himself for finally choosing his dream. This story is a reminder that time doesn't erase talent. Life delays dreams, but it doesn't kill them. Whether you're young or old, starting or restarting, the right moment to chase your passion is whenever you decide to begin. And sometimes, the moment you've been waiting for is waiting for you too. So to anyone watching this, whether you're dreaming of singing, dancing, writing, painting, performing, starting a business, or changing your life, remember this. It is never too late. You are never too old. It is never impossible. One decision, one step, one moment of courage can change everything. Just like it did for Michael. And that is the beauty of Britain's Got Talent. It isn't just about shining lights, big voices, or standing ovations. It's about second chances, long-awaited dreams, and stories that remind us all what it means to be human. Thank you for watching. And if you want more inspiring stories like this, make sure to keep coming back. You never know whose dream will come alive next.